Then after distress, He sent down upon you security in the form of drowsiness, overcoming a faction of you, while another faction worried about themselves, thinking of Allah other than the truth. The thought of ignorance, saying, is there anything for us to have done in this matter? So we see that when the Muslims did suffer this loss, the sincere believers, they remained firm. But the munafiqeen, the hypocrites, they began talking. They began saying that, see, we told you, you should have listened to us. If you had listened to us, you would not have suffered today. Allah says, tell them, indeed the matter belongs completely to Allah. It's not about what we want. It's about what Allah wants. They conceal within themselves what they will not reveal to you. They say, if there was anything we could have done in the matter, some of us would not have been killed right here. Meaning you should have listened to us. And we should not have gone out of Medina. And we should have just defended Medina from inside. And if you had listened to us, these 70 people would not have died. Allah says, tell them, even if you had been inside your houses, those decreed to be killed would have come out to their deathbeds. It was so that Allah might test what is in your breasts and purify what is in your hearts. And Allah is knowing of that within the hearts. Allah knows what we conceal in the hearts. Indeed, those of you who turned back on the day the two armies met, it was shaitan who caused them to slip because of some blame they had earned. Why is it that the Muslims incurred loss at this time? Why? Allah says, it was shaitan who caused them to slip because of some blame they had earned, because of some sin that they had committed. But Allah has already forgiven them. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and forbearing. O you who have believed, do not be like those who disbelieved and said about their brothers when they traveled through the land or went out to fight, that if they had been with us, they would not have died or have been killed. We are not allowed to say these kind of things. We are not allowed to make these statements. That if I had not gone out, I would not have had that accident. If she had not gone out, she would not have caught that cold. If he had not gone on that flight, he would not have been killed. No. The fact is that no person dies except by the permission of Allah. And when a person dies, and at the place that a person dies, that is because that was decreed for him. So, O believers, do not be like the disbelievers, because disbelievers say this. People who don't believe in Allah, they say such things. A believer knows that what has hit him could not have missed him. And what he has missed could never ever have reached him. So our iman in Allah requires from us that whatever loss we suffer, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We don't say, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I would have done that. No. I wish, oh, I wish. Law. This opens the door to shaitan. So Allah makes that misconception a regret within their hearts. Because if you keep thinking like this, I shouldn't have gone. Why did I go? Why did I go? What happens? This is something that makes you feel miserable in your heart. But when you incur that loss and you say this is what Allah had decreed, then what happens? You are content. And it is Allah who gives life and causes death. And Allah is seeing of what you do. وَلَئِن قُتِلْتُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. And if you are killed in the cause of Allah, or die, meaning any loss that you suffer in the way of Allah, why are you feeling so miserable over it? Because if you do suffer any loss, even this loss of your own life, then remember that forgiveness from Allah and mercy are better than whatever they accumulate in this world. Just think, anything that we suffer in the way of Allah. You drove here this morning, didn't you? Or you came in some car, or maybe you took public transit. However you came. Did you spend some money? You did. So, any money even that you lose in the way of Allah, that you spend in the way of Allah, remember, what is it bringing you? Allah's forgiveness and mercy. Every step that a person is taking in the way of Allah, every loss that he incurs in the way of Allah, what is that? A step closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. And